What about the notion of perhaps popping into the 8 each? Adelaide's newsroom seems to be focusing on the Crows. Melbourne thinks Carlton can make it. We seem to think you guys can make it. What do you reckon?
Well, if we win our last 3 games, we're a chance of finishing in the 8. So that's our focus. Win 3. Win.
How much did the fact, the possibility of the Bombers losing points come into your consideration?
If we win these 3 games, Essendon could be on top of the ladder for all I care. We'll be in the 8. Don't really care who the other 7 are.
Can you make a bit of a splash if you pop into 8, do you think?
I would go in reasonably confident. Yeah.
Is Luke Shuey likely to play this week?
Likely to play, yes. Yep.
Any other... Matt Rose has been sort of playing in Worsfold.
Rose had his 2nd game back and got through well. Embley, Adam Selwood, all those guys are up for selection. Yep.
Any sentiment in helping to make sure that Embus gets to his 250, which is 3?
Mate, I got him to 248. What more do you want?
He needs 2 more.
2 more. I can't deal with him. Look, it's all milestones are significant, but for me, the 150 game milestone that makes you a life member is about the only one that you would say is makes a big difference on a player's post football life, because it brings you into a club for life. And Andrew achieved that a long time ago.
The fact that Emily and also Selwood may not be here next year, does that come into calculations when you're picking the squad for the next couple of weeks?
There's a lot of things that come into calculation, a lot of criteria we look at picking the team, pick the best team to win. Young players that are in good form and ready for the opportunity to play has to be taken into account. Older players that have been stalwarts of the footy club in good form deserve the opportunity to be looked at. Players coming back from injury, whether they need a good hit out before they're available, all those things we have to take into account, and they are taken into account. We take it seriously around the side that we put out each week.
How's Michael Craft tracking for Saturday?
No, he won't play this week. No, he's 2 fractured ribs, so pretty sore, and won't play this week.
What does 2 fractured ribs put you out for?
Hopefully only 1. But that will all depend on how he can train next week.
Does that make his efforts in the last weekend even more Herculean?
No, because there's something about a bear in the woods, you know. You know that saying? I think that's what it means. He did it, so now that everyone knows he's got fractured ribs, does it make it more Herculean? It's the same effort. I think I'm on the right track there. No? Yeah, it could be. I just thought, things happen, and if you don't see it, did it still happen?
Isn't that like a tree? And if nobody's there to hear it.
I've heard that one. What's the one about the bear then? Does that just mean it's...
about a bear pooing in the water.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Do they or don't they? Do you need to be there to see it?
No, Tom Hawkins...
Possibly not. I think they've said they're likely not to pick him, but...
Would you rather he doesn't play or that he plays injured and doesn't have an effect?
I'd rather he plays not injured. It's always good to... You only find out how good you are playing against the best in your competition. So I never sit here hoping we play teams underdone.
Is it more even, the competition, than perhaps many other years? Given that you blokes
at the top of the ladder, because across the board
from about 10th or 11th.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And if you think you can get into 8th and do some damage, do you think it's a year where you could come from outside the top 4 to win it?
Well, all the indicators are that it doesn't happen very often. But I do agree with you that across the board the competition is evening up, and it will even more so when GWS aren't the fledgling club. When they're 5 years in, Gold Coast will then be 6 years old. Those teams at that point could both be in the 8, and we won't have, I don't think, any new franchises then. So it'll be a wonderful competition.
Sharon Wellingham's 100th this week. What have you made his performances in the last couple?
Yeah, pretty good. We're happy with how he's tracking, considering he's finding his feet amongst our group and finding full fitness as well. So he's showing signs of why we recruited him, what he's going to bring to the group.
If you manage to get over the top of Geelong, John, how far away do you think Nick Natanui is from Geelong?
Only a couple of weeks, I would think. Speaking about it, he potentially could be fit for Adelaide, and if not Adelaide, the following week.
What about Hearn? Where's he at?
Further off than that, at this stage.
Is Nick Nat going to need surgery at the end of the year?
No, that's certainly not the indication at the moment. He's not on our surgical list at all.
Just rest?
Well, a management program, because he's had some rest and he's now training, so he won't finish the season and then just go into more rest. He'll start a management program.
So is Hearn gone for the season then? Is he any chance to come back at all?
I don't know the exact timeline, but he's progressing his injury as though he'll play footy again. Now, I'm not sure if that's in 4 weeks, 5 weeks or 6 weeks, but he's following a program to be ready to play and get back to full running fitness. That's what he wants to do. So,
were you shocked to hear about Bossy getting
I was surprised, I was surprised when I heard it last night.
Does that indicate, reinforce to us just how ruthless the whole industry and the game itself is, and probably even more so senior coaching?
Yeah, it's. I suppose it does. It's just that it is such a high profile and public position. I'm sure there's people that are, let go from other roles, other jobs in other industries every day, but they're not quite as high profile. I'm not sure if it's any more ruthless. I don't know what the stats say there, but fair to say that there's always a lot of expectation on senior coaches.
He was signed up as an assistant here a few years ago. Will you revisit that and maybe have a
I'll
change?
check the terms of that contract. He may actually still be contracted here because he only cut it to be a senior coach elsewhere. So I'll check.
Would you like to have someone like that around next year?
Well, we've got someone like that around already. We've got a lot of coaches that are passionate, motivated and skillful. So we're not lacking in that area. So we're not out there looking at the moment.
Do you expect to lose a couple of everything